Stringers. Today I want to talk about the blues, believe it or not, the blues. I hear a lot of people talking about music and comparing, and sometimes it's not always good. A lot of blues players criticizing people that are a little technically proficient, and then technically proficient people criticizing those who just play one or two notes, or what is called blues. What we have to all understand is that the blues is one of the true American art forms that came from a perspective whereas it was about feeling. It wasn't about analyzing technique or anything of that nature. Whether it's country blues, whether it's the slaves back on the plantation singing about how bad life was, but how God was going to bring them through it, but it was about playing music that uplifted the spirit. Now at the time you have to take into consideration the people weren't exceptionally or too educated, so therefore there wasn't a lot of technical proficiency in the music. And if you look at the blues scale, the way it's broken down, a lot of times it's using these two fingers. And most of us, when we first start, we don't have dexterity with our pinky, and therefore that's why the blues scale tends to look the way it does. Now, if you actually analyze the blues, and if you take into consideration that it is about feeling, anything can be blues, whether it's one note or 12 notes. You can have a 12-note scale and play the blues. And I personally, a lot of projects that I work in, and my thing in music is I try to create music that is kind of bluesy. I know you've heard maybe some of my playing and it doesn't sound bluesy at all, but in the music, you've not really heard my music, you've just heard my technical playing. But the music, I try to have a lot of feel in it. And irregardless of whether I'm playing a pentatonic or a blues scale, it's always about feeling. So blues is a matter of feeling. It's not about analyzing, well, this guy plays too many notes or whatever. I mean, sometimes you may have someone that's just a crappy player. That means he's a crappy player. It doesn't mean he doesn't get it, or maybe he doesn't get it. But just like everyone can't be a doctor or a lawyer, everyone's not meant to be a musician. So I've studied classical. Classical was actually the first form that I studied. And then I got into the whole fusion, the progressive thing, and then I got into Hendrix and blues. So I learned the theory and my way around the fretboard, and I came to realize that notes are notes, no matter what they are. You can play few or you can play more, but it's all the blues because it's all feeling. So basically, I just want to pass that on, and in going out, I'm just going to play some improvisation, but not just standard blues. I want to show that blues isn't just pentatonic. Blues can be diatonic, or more than that. It can be modal, it can be intervallic. There's so many ways to play. It gets so technical, whereas it can be very simple. But you can make technical simple if you have a grasp of the language. So with that, I'm just going to play out without any accompaniment. All right?